Welcome back to the third. Oh, it's going to be real hard to break second half. What do you want to do? 3 of you have a surrendered bandit captain. Downstairs, Tanira is rapidly freeing all of the prisoners who are deeply thankful for you. They don't seem in as bad a shape as the dying plate-mailed warrior. They actually seem like, despite being hot, sweaty, chained, and forced to mine, they're doing kind of okay.
Once I'm happy that the other two have this guy to control, I'm trying to try and find a way down to go help Tanira just in case.
You can see somewhere near Tanira, there's like a ladder that they probably put up and down whenever they needed to go. You're pretty sure that if you just take your time, though, you can make your way down the drop to here. You're willing to take a minute to get down.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You know, lay down on the ground, slowly lower your legs and butt over the side. Get yourself in a pull-up lift position, then drop the last bit. Do the cat. You see a plate-mailed warrior who's right next to, who's unconscious and probably dying, honestly, next to a definitely dead dude that Tanira body slammed into the ground with a punch.
Well, I will definitely heal the dying person.
Okay. He wakes up. Ashani, Tirnoth, Draconis. And you feel something stand on the side of your shoulder and then climb to scramble on top of your head. And it goes, Draconis! And he goes, I'm alive. Warrior, who are you that you travel with a dragon?
I'm Kithtrix Dustbraid. And these are this is my friend, Tanira. Indicate towards the tiefling. My other companions are up top.
He reaches for something that isn't there and says, my symbol is gone. I am a knight of the Imperial Sky Knight Order. You're an adventurer?
Yes.
There's a colony near here. A dwarven theg. Mechanicsburg. Do you know it?
I've heard of it, yeah.
There is an Imperial Sky Knight base there. I must ask of you, adventurer. Can you take a message there from me to them?
Well, you're in luck because we're sort of heading there anyway after we sorted this problem out.
Fortuitous. How did you tame that dragon?
Tame? I mean, I found him when he was hatching. We've sort of been together ever since.
That dragon...
Does everybody speak Draconic except me?
It is a precept of my order that we learn how to speak Draconic. The Imperial Sky Knights owe themselves to the highest levels of education, order, and service to the people of the Empire. I'm sorry if I seem a bit flustered. I thought I would die down here. Do you have an axe?
An axe?
Yes.
No, but we can look. Maybe there'll be something down here. I start looking around for an axe.
No axes.
Okay.
None of your party carry an axe.
I don't think so. Not that I've seen. Do you really like axes?
I love that we're sitting down here chatting, but some of the enemies did escape through the hole, so we might need to help our friends soon.
There's more?
Yeah,
Okay,
there's more.
I'll be back. I'm like scrambling back up the ladder again just in case.
Okay. Well, that's happening.
I'm tying this dude up, and I'm not being nice about it.
He doesn't resist in any way.
Okay.
He likes it.
I just want to make sure that these ropes are like uncomfortably tight. And
I'll remove any knives and daggers.
He's got a lot of daggers. Let me be really clear here. It's not just the 3 on the spear. We're talking 1 in each boot. There's 1 strapped to his inner leg. There's 1 semi-hidden in the butt crack. He's got, you know, the SEALs knife down style on his chest. This guy's got knives everywhere.
Doesn't even have armor. He just has knives everywhere.
He does have armor. Pretty good armor, too.
Knives is
I'm gonna make sure his arms and his feet are bound, and I want to like prop him up against a wall in a sitting position.
Okay.
The other, the prisoners that Tanira passed the key to, they're working.
They're
on
making their
freeing
way up
themselves,
the
right?
ladder now, behind Kithtrix.
Okay. I'm gonna look at this guy and ask him why he was taking prisoners, and by whose order.
He licks his lips and he says, "The lady,
The who?
the lady.
The lady.
I don't know her name. She was something else. I was just a mercenary like you, up north. Got in a bit of trouble, needed some money. She solved my problems for me in more ways than one. She asked me to pay it back, and I agreed. Didn't realize what that would mean. Look, I treated them right, okay? I treated them right. I'm not keeping any of the money. We're giving it all to her.
I'm gonna look at the prisoners coming up and ask just like the first one that's walking by. I'm gonna point at the prisoner and be like, point at our prisoner and ask the guys that we freed, did he treat you guys well?
Oh, he comes up, he says, "Oh, hi, my name's Portrick. Sorry, what's going on up here?"
Did this man treat you well while you were held here?
Oh, well, he kidnapped us and forced us to mine. My shoulder's sore, my arms hurt, my legs hurt, my butt hurts. I ain't had bread in 6 days.
Oh, that's not fair treatment at all. No.
Right.
No.
Your prisoner's just rolling his eyes at this. Portrait moves to just take a seat against the wall. It looks like he hasn't had a period to just rest for a while, and some of the prisoners coming up, the villagers, are inclined to join him in a rest. Others are enjoying daylight for the first time in a little bit. Several are very nervous about the amount of blood, dead bodies, and I mean, there's an obvious menace and violence to both Godric, and you may not openly have a blade out, Gwyneria, but you very clearly are unafraid of this bound bandit. There's a lot of questions these prisoners, former prisoners, are not asking while they get their bearings.
No.
You want to make an insight check? You're making it versus both Podrick and your prisoner to see, to suss out the true nature of how well he's been treating them.
Yeah, sure. 13.
It's not that great. Podrick doesn't understand the word prisoner. This is his first time being taken prisoner. He's probably never seen a prison before. He doesn't understand what prisons are about, unlike you, who's been a prisoner at least once in his life. This mercenary here went maybe not above and beyond, but if his nervousness and hope that Podrick or any of them will be on his side or any indication, he did. I mean, again, he is a violent thug who led other violent thugs on to raids to capture people, but he did try to treat them well, and he did it in service of solving another problem. What that problem is and why he needs to solve it, that's way outside of 13.
Gotcha. Okay. But I at least get that he treated them well for prisoners.
He treated them better than you were treated, Kin Killer.
Gotcha.
I don't think it'll be up to us to decide his fate. I think that goes back to the three villages, and they'll decide. Yes, that's only fair.
And in my opinion, how well he treated them would determine how well he was transported back.
Yes.
I think
Kithtrix,
Godric is gonna take
I just
a
want
moment
to stop here
personally
because
take Gwynny.
I want to
Sorry.
stop and get Kithtrix. You came up here to look for the last member of this gang that you know about.
Yeah.
I'd like you to make a perception check.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow him through the hole he went through instead of going up the ladder.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Oh, no. Oh, no, I can reroll because I'm a halfling. Hey,
Hey.
Reroll natural ones.
What?
Halflings have lucky. They get to reroll any natural one.
Yep.
It did automatically, too. So, yeah, 21.
You see this guy and his panthers in the distance running east into the wastes, which is insane. They are booking it, and they have easily 1,000-yard advantage on you.
Yeah,
While you've
I'm
been
not
freeing prisoners, he's been running.
If they're escaping, I'm not chasing.
Yeah, they're not coming back. They're gone.
Yeah.
They're not even looking back. However, Chinera, you don't know this. I need an athletics check for you to see if you can catch up.
Okay.
My question to you is, how long will you chase?
Athletics. There it is.
How long the
Before you
live.
roll, how long do you chase him for? Like, do you give up after a minute if it doesn't look like you're going to close quickly? Are you willing to chase for hours?
No, 2 minutes maybe.
Okay.
Minute or two. Yeah.
Roll at disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. All right.
Yeah.
I'll roll again.
Roll again.
Yeah.
I mean, a 7, you've already failed.
Yeah.
You burst free from this escape tunnel, and you look around. You don't see anybody in any direction.
Okay. I'll give up at the point. Probably go back inside and help free the other prisoners, the ones that are left.
Okay.
And kind of
You
do
notice-
a general perception check in the room for anything other than prisoners.
I don't think you need a perception check. There's nothing particularly hidden here. I will
Okay.
give you a further description. This area is clearly being inexpertly mined out by people. There is some very nice veins. I don't think you know a lot about different minerals, so you probably don't know this is orichalcum, but
Probably not.
it looks like lots of ore has been stacked up here.
Pre-mined ore that's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, these people have mined it out, but they don't have any way to take it anywhere right now.
Okay.
Here's the one thing you do notice. Any of the ore that is stacked near the Imperial Sky Knight occasionally begins floating off the ground for like a half second before dropping back down.
Can I take one that's like a fist-sized?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll just.
You can
stash that
feel
away.
something calling you from it.
That's odd.
I'm going to give you some options here.
Okay.
You can inject a key point into this thing. You're a tiefling, you have Hellish Rebuke. You can also inject that into this.
Let's try the key point.
The rock begins floating out of your hand.
Interesting. I'll save that for later.
When you move your hand, the rock continues to float exactly over where it was left.
Wow, that's a neat trick.
It falls back into your hand.
Put that in the old backpack.
A man literally just picking up raw orichalcum. Why not? Team up top. What do we got going on with this prisoner?
I want to ask him a question.
Okay.
Do you know where the Sky Knight's axe or holy symbol are?
Axe. Doesn't have an axe. Oh,
Okay.
I have the symbol of his order. It's in my left coat pocket.
All right. I'm going to take that back.
Okay.
Well, try and get it on him.
It is shaped like a cross with a dragon appearing out of the center, like a dragon's head flying out of the center towards the viewer.
Cool. I'll show it to Sparky, then I'll take it to back to the knight.
Okay. Sparky is deeply unimpressed with this and seems to find it distasteful.
Okay.
When you ask for an axe, I want to ask you what you need the axe for.
So there's one of the prisons downstairs is a captured Imperial Sky Knight, and I don't know, he asked for an axe. He just seems to really like axes.
Do you feel okay arming this man? We were just fighting him.
No. One of the prisoners.
Oh, prisoners.
Yes.
Okay. In that
And
case,
remember how we were heading to the Dwarven Dague? He wants us
Right.
to take a message there. How handy is that?
okay. I'll pull one of my hand axes out of my kit and give you a hand axe.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't think he's got any money though.
Oh, messages. I deal in messages. I would love to write down and take the message. Sure. I could do that.
Oh, come on! I'll introduce you. Actually, I don't even know his name.
Well, let's go find out.
I'm not leaving this dude unattended. While he's tied up against the wall, I'm going to systematically break every single dagger we've pulled off of him, and his spear.
I mean, when you break the spear, he's not distraught, but when you start breaking the daggers, he's like, that's totally unnecessary. Come on, you're just wasting money at this point.
I mean, we pulled how many daggers off of this guy? More than we care to count.
At least 5.
At
And the
least
3
5.
on his spear, so 8 total.
8 total. I mean, that's 8 daggers I don't feel like keeping track of. And if we're gonna bring you back to the camp, or back to the 3 villages, I don't want to have to worry about you somehow acquiring an extra dagger and then stabbing people in their sleep.
Look, man, the gig is over here. She's gonna come for me at some time or another. I don't think you should take me back to those villages. I'm just gonna be a danger to them.
All right. Well, maybe that's going to be something with me and my compatriots will have to decide.
I'm telling you, you take me back there, those people are gonna get hurt. I don't wish them any ill.
I'm not saying I don't trust you. I'm saying it's a
No,
decision
it'd be
I can't
wise for
make
you
by
not
myself.
to trust me.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if you send me back there, they are going to get hurt when she comes for me.
I agree.
All right. Are you up here with us or?
Yeah, I'm making my way up afterwards.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do with you just yet, but I don't want to have to keep track of you and 8 separate daggers all at once.
I got an idea. And I'm just going to start dragging him to the basement and trying to put him in chains.
Okay.
Anyone want to stop this?
Well, I think I'm already downstairs with Guinea.
Yeah. Guinea,
I think,
you're saying yes, you want to stop this, or
No, I'm downstairs. I'm
Oh.
agreeing to being downstairs.
Okay.
I'm not stopping
I think
anything.
I grabbed the ropes at his feet and just helped carry him.
yeah, well, someone's going to have to carry him down the stairs because it's a 10-foot drop, and I guess you can lower him by the rope.
Push him, right?
This dude is using his other arm to remove the armor off of his left arm. And when he sees you with the axe, he kind of nods and takes a deep breath, and he says, Dragon Guardian, can you help remove the armor off my left arm?
Sure. Also, I got your symbol back.
I appreciate that. You should hold on to it for a moment. I'm going to ask you to do something with it, but first, let's get this armor off.
All right. Sorry, this is my friend Guinea.
Hello, you have a message to send.
I do. Thank you
Oh,
for attending, Guineria. Are
Sorry,
you
I'm helping him with the thing at the same time. So.
Yeah. Are you capable of using the message or sending spell?
no, but I can write down the message and we can bring it with us.
Very well. I must ask you not to write the message down. You must
Oh.
remember it.
I could do that.
We should definitely get that message out right now. I am Hamel Stavelfish, Senior of the Order of the Imperial Sky Knight, 5th Detachment. I need you to take word to the 5th Detachment at Mechanicsburg, known as Otek Ugug Theg. It's somewhat northeast of here. You need to let them know that the dragon blight is real and that there are dragons loose in this world. Let them know that Unash is in play.
Unosh. Unosh is in play.
Sorry,
Claire.
what was that name one more time?
Unash, Unaash.
No, his name.
Oh, his name is Hamel Stavelfish. senior of the Order of the Imperial Sky Knight.
Got it.
Fifth detachment. He looks at you, Kithtrix, and he clamps his right hand down on your left arm, and he says, "Vax, I need you to remove my left arm.
What? Why?
I will die if my arm is not removed."
You probably die if it is removed. You're in a pretty bad way already.
Are we down there at that point?
Yes, everyone's down here except for the prisoners, who are all watching from above through the hole.
Okay. Godric, finish tying him up. I'll deal with this.
Okay.
Whoever doesn't want to look, I recommend you turned away.
Oh
Yeah,
no, it'll be a fascinating thing to observe. I mean,
I'll give
Gotta
him my
learn
quarterstaff.
something.
I'm gonna give him my quarterstaff to bite down on if it's small enough.
A little big, but he'll take
Yeah.
it. He's got nothing else.
I mean, I probably have like several pieces of wood with me, so I could just give him one of that.
Sure.
And then I'll just use his hand axe to separate him from his.
Make a medicine check.
Yep. Medicine.
We're
Is it
not
called
going to
something
zoom in
else?
on this,
Oh,
by the
there it
way,
is.
guys. It's bad. It takes several attempts, and it's way above the wound. It's brutal. It does not go well. At the end of it, he is unconscious and dying again.
Little help.
I will. Well, I'll use produce flame to cauterize the wound, and then I will healing word to give him some hit points back.
Okay. Take the symbol of my order with you. They will know you by that. The dragon. Do you know of its lineage? Is it good or evil?
He's just a baby. He's like, why is he good or evil? He's very it's very nice. You so cute, aren't you? Look at you.
You
Who
know
would say
nothing
you're
of
evil?
dragons. He
No, that's why I
begins.
was looking for you.
Yeah, he begins conversing with the dragon in Draconic, and it's clear that the two of them neither of them are getting the questions or answers that they want over the course of like a quick 15-second exchange. You said you were looking for the Sky Knights.
Yes.
It would seem fate has entangled you on our path. The fifth detachment has been reassigned here for war games at Mechanicsburg. I am a scout for the 5th detachment that was sent ahead. There are evil dragons coming back into the world. They are moving in the dark, hidden places. One of them, and he gestures to the pauldron on his, the removed pauldron from his left shoulder. It caught me in a cave. I'm very lucky to be alive. And even now, I wonder if maybe it didn't just let me go. You have become involved in dark dealings, and I'm sure that you would like to be paid for your efforts. The 5th detachment will reward you handsomely. Take my symbol, give my message, and you will be paid for your efforts here.
Can we take you back to the village? They can probably help you recover there as well.
I will probably be recovering in the village for several years.
That's fine.
Well, if we're
I
gonna go
will
back
take
there,
these villagers back with me.
Okay, yeah, the villagers can help him get back.
Here, I'll tip a bag of good breeds into his good hand.
Okay, he definitely eats one immediately.
They should help. You won't grow your arm back, but don't go too far from a privy either.
And don't rub them on the wound either.
Don't eat them all at once.
I think he begins handing them out immediately to other people here that maybe haven't been well fed. It looks like he knows what they are. Can anyone help me up the stairs?
Godric immediately begins to help him up.
He is
Oh, help him up as well.
heavy AF. This dude is a big, muscular guy in plate mail.
I'll help him as well.
All right. There's pushing and pulling involved. It takes several minutes, and he is, I don't want to say deeply embarrassed, but sternly detached from not being able to do this by himself.
Is it like apparent that this is like bugging him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, he's a dude who just got it. He is a lifetime warrior who just lost, his arm. Probably he might not fight like he used to ever again.
So can we give him the scimitar from the dead bandit that Tanira killed?
Yeah.
And then get Godric's axe back as well.
All
Yeah.
done.
I think at seeing him like so distraught, I just try to like I want to like try to cheer him up. I'm not quite sure what Godric would say, like but I want to say something to kind of.
I'll just be like, sorry about the backhand earlier, mate. I'm trying to save you and everything. Didn't know who was what was who.
Yeah, I understand. Things can get chaotic in the moment of combat.
But you'll be fine.
He looks around and then looks up at the sky and says, yes, I think that one day I will be fine. Patrick, you got anything you want to throw in here?
I think I just remind him that like such injuries are a risk we all take as warriors, as fighters, and that while it's unpleasant, like the only thing you can really do is get back up and keep moving forward.
Okay. I'd like you to make a persuasion at advantage.
Persuasion at advantage.
We're
Okay.
looking for a 15.
Survey says
We'll see.
nope.
Oh, that
No.
almost rolled over to a 20, but you got the bare
Zero.
minimum you needed. 15 exactly.
Okay.
Nice.
This guy, he's not looking for cheering up, and you are not members of his order, but he
Mhm.
accepts that there are people around him who are willing to offer camaraderie in what is probably his darkest hour. And that means something to him.
I think as he's getting ready to walk off, I throw up a salute towards him, the same salute that my dwarven ancestors were throwing up to me.
You raise your in-metalled pickaxe towards him.
Yep.
Okay.
Just as yep.
He gives a grim nod, and then it seems like the villagers trust him almost implicitly as he starts organizing the return trip back. He turns to whoever's up here and he says, "What are you doing with this bandit?"
We don't know yet. He says it's too dangerous to let him go back with the villagers.
Probably
Well, of
just
course you
leaving
say
him.
that.
We're probably just gonna leave him chained up. If
Here?
his people find him. He's no good to us in the village, and we can't take him with us. Unless we take him with us to the order.
He looks at the bandit and says, "Be kinder to put my sword through your stomach. What say you?" The bandit just like shakes his head and says, "I'll stay here chained up. I'll be dead one way or the other. Don't you worry about that."
See, everything works out.
This guy, the Imperial Sky Knight, just spits on him from the top of the pit down to the bottom of the pit, and you chain him up where the Sky Knight was once chained. Grim, this is some Game of Thrones.
In our explorations of this area, along with the now freed villagers, did we find any of the supplies? What did the bandits eat? I mean, can we make sure that the people get whatever they can?
There are supplies here, and these people are taking it back. Food is food. It was eaten for sure. it basically seems like they subsisted off of raiding the village fairly constantly to get food consistently. No one looks like they were well fed here, not even the bandits. There is just a bunch of loose ore all over the floor. Some of it piled up into corners, some of it made into like pyramids or some form of structure, but a lot of it's just like marbles scattered across the ground.
Okay. I want to go through the loose ore that's just laying around and
Because
find
there's
like,
orichalcum everywhere here.
I just want to find like 3 good like fist-sized chunks of it and just stick it in my bag.
Make a perception check.
Would you say that I'd get some kind of advantage on this because I know
I'm looking
ore?
up how stone cutting works. I don't remember how it works with 5e. Your whatever stone cutting is, you'll definitely get it for that. You can
When
make
you
a
intelligence history check related to stonework.
you're
considered
proficient, and you add double your bonus. I will let you make. I don't know that I'll let you make a. You know what? Let's just do it. Intelligence history to look over and figure out what's the solid pick here.
Yeah, we're going to get +2 as well for doubling his proficiency bonus.
Yep, 21.
All right.
You are looking for the 3 richest rocks here. A lot of these guys messed up this ore real bad. They just didn't mine it well. They're getting the veins, all the low quality shit. So like the way you do it right would be to mine it from the low quality stuff, knock that out, and only remove the good stuff in as big and pure a rock as you could. They were just slamming pickaxes against the wall until things broke and came down. You do find through luck 3 pieces that collectively are each worth about 100 gold pieces. If you could find an alchemist to buy them.
All right. I just want to just take them and put them in my bag. And if I can, I want to try to mark down either like on a map or just somehow remember where this vein is.
Okay. I mean, you've been here, so I'm gonna ask you to make a perception check. I will remind you before you do this. You do have inspiration.
Yeah. What is the inspiration? A D4 or a D6?
No, it's
That's
advantage.
bardic inspiration. This is advantage on any roll you want.
Okay. I'll actually use the inspiration on this roll.
I thought you might want to.
Ooh,
Jeez.
Wow.
Good thing you did.
That was a 20 and a 1.
Yeah. Good thing you did. Yeah. You can, if you talk to any cartograph or need to make a hand map or draw it in the ground in some way, you have a pretty good spatial relation to the nearby area.
Okay.
What's the plan?
I mean,
So he's
Return.
suggesting that he can take them back to the village and we can head on to the Thag. But I think Tanira will want to get her money though. So she was going to
I
keep
was about to say, if we don't go back to town, we don't get paid. You can always leave from town to go to the order. Unless this is time sensitive.
I mean, this guy's definitely indicating to you it's time sensitive.
He did say that the order would pay us for bringing the message.
And we can always come back to the village afterwards.
Right.
To the Mechanicsburg. That's what I say.
Yep.
Okay.
As a group, do you guys want to pass a note on with the what was his name? The Hamel Stabfish?
Stavelfish.
Stablefish. Do you guys want to pass a note on with him saying to the who was it that hired us, the Wisdom, that she can give our money to him?
No, it's our money.
Well, he's going to stay there. He can just tell them that. Well, it's not want money, but he can just tell them that we've gone on to do this mission and we'll return to the village
We'll be back
at some
for
point.
it.
Yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm. He can take the message for us the way that we're taking the message for him.
Perfect.
I will need a survival roll from whoever is leading the party toward Mechanicsburg, or as it is known in the Dwarven tongue, Oteku Gug Theg. The difficulty of this check will be changed depending on how fast you want to move. You could make it there by the end of the day if you're willing to move super. Okay, so Tanira's just going in on that.
Yep. I was just looking at the best and I was going to cast guidance, but hey, why not? Let's just go for it. Don't wait for the plane, just go.
Can I use my inspiration? Or do I need it?
My question still remains: how fast are you leading the party?
Probably fast.
Okay, then you will want to use your inspiration to cancel the disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, then you just get a 19, which is good enough to get there.
Okay.
You all arrive outside of the mountains that make up Oteku Gugtheg, Mechanicsburg, as light is once more slipping underneath the mountains to the west.
This is the same day, so we haven't rested yet.
Same day. As you're approaching, you notice 3 of the sky ships are coming back. One of them is being towed. The only part of it that is still floating in the air is like the rear end of the ship is pointed up. It's like the ship is sinking, but in air rather than water. There are holes clearly through it. You can see clouds on the other side of it. No one is aboard that one, and it's just being towed behind a much larger ship. The second one has the left side, huge gouts of smoke are coming out of it, and it appears that there's open flame on the deck. People are on that one and appear to be doing firefighting operations. The largest one by far seems relatively uninjured and is beginning to make what we would call landing operations, starting to smooth out its flight, come down for a landing at the top of Otekagug. Before you are along the trade road that has appeared are several wagons and carts, traveling groups, travelers solo. Some people file in behind you, and it's clear that you might be the last ones in before nightfall sets, and the ones behind you are going to have to do this in the dark. So people are a little annoyed. They want things to hurry up. The dwarves, however, don't care about that. They will maintain the same pace at all times. The group ahead of you is a series of convoy wagons, like Conestoga style, transiting huge amounts of supplies. All dwarf crew, and you can hear someone saying in Dwarvish. I guess does anyone else speak Dwarvish?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good, excellent. You hear the checkpoint inspector say, "You're welcomed among us as family. You may enter the mines whenever you do, as freely as family would." And sends that group of dwarves on their way. He moves for the 4 of you to come forward and says in common, he says, welcome. All of you shall be known as guests here and be treated as such. What is your business in Otekogog?
We bring a message to the Imperial Sky Knights.
You'll be headed up to the colony then. Very well. And who are all of you?
Oh, I'm Guineria Leafwind. These are my wonderful companions. And we had the good fortune of assisting an Imperial Sky Knight, and we now bring word from the night back. And the Sky Knight is helping people. There were some prisoners and a rather unpleasant business, but it has been settled. My companions and I have aided in that. And now we have a message that we would like to deliver.
Understood. He takes a look over all of you, just makes a general insight. It seems like he's coming away with the fact that you aren't like evil people covered in weapons. He stops in front of each of you and says, be welcome as a guest among us. And he stops in front of you, Godric, and very painfully he says, be welcome as a guest among us. The Hunt's Master is on the second floor.
Understood. Thank you.
You
And
are
here
all
I thought we
given.
were family.
You
No
all
longer family.
are ushered forward through the cargo entrance into Oteku Gug. Inside, you can tell that the lighting is just now being sparked down from like torches at their brightest to like a dimmer light so that people can still see in color down here. This place is a work in progress for sure. There's like half of a dwarven legend statue being made. They've carved it out of a pillar of stone in the center of the community. It is tiered. So the center thoroughfare is at the lowest level. And then a series of stairs and ladders and like temporary waypoints lead up to a second tier, which is dug into the side where shops are in. And then above that, another tier that's on the roof of the previous tier. So multiple street thoroughfares that you can transit forward and backward, but also up and down from. The whole place has like a reverse double pyramid look. Dwarves are noticing people coming in, and they are touristing you right now. Someone's coming forward is like, all right then. I see a halfling, an elf, and a tiefling. Y'all ain't been to Oteku Gug before? Need a map? Maybe a tour guide? Someone else comes up and is like, I can see, travelers. You've been on the road for many days. How about a bath? Maybe a nice room? My wife can get you fresh food. I probably haven't had good bread for a few days, have you? Come with me. Someone else wanders up and is just like, soap for smelly adventurers. I can smell them ears on this guy. Yeah, soap.
I think as they're coming up to us, I start shooing them away and telling them be gone. They don't need any assistance.
They reset themselves to ambush the next group of people who come through the door.
Okay. I tell everyone to make sure you keep a hand on your coin purse.
That is a deep insult for the dwarves here, and they make their response known to you in several deeply uncharacteristically unpolite languages.
I'm sure Gwynny would understand this, but I'll say something back to them in Dwarven just as foul. Something to the effect of the only way they know how to make a living is to take advantage of people that don't know better.
Wow. Well, it's a good thing you weren't welcomed as family here, because they fucking...
I can see why we're not family now.
There's nothing like a general store like the 5e handbook where you could just go buy anything. But there are several cargo waypoints here, like caravan spots where you can go forward and it looks like you can look through a book to see what they have available, write down what your order is, and someone will bring it to wherever you're staying, or if you wait, they'll bring it out to you. If there's anything you want to pick up before you move ahead. It's very clear where you're going, because if you go through this thoroughfare, the very end of it is a enormous cylinder that is descending. Steam is coming out in every direction, and you are looking at the famed dwarven elevators of Mechanicsburg.
I think get paid first, spend money later.
Yeah. Let's get paid first, and then I'll come back and I'll start placing orders.
Okay. You begin the long trek down the main thoroughfare. So this bottom level right here its whole purpose is to entice travelers to spend all of their money before either, you know, they turn around and leave or they make it to the end and go up to the colony. People are catcalling you. People are trying to get you to buy their stuff. People are suggesting that you'd be better off if you swap that sword for a pickaxe. That sort of deal. The higher levels, it's clear that that nonsense doesn't go on. That's where regular people are undergoing their normal business. Taverns, inns, bars, places of work, places of rest, entertainment, commerce dominate the upper levels. You reach the elevator and it has finished descending. There are enormous spokes coming out of a central disc, and whatever the powers it, an enormous steam piston, seems to force it to rotate, and every so often those spokes will lock into place so that if the piston fails, you'll just drop back down like a quarter turn and not... The piston won't just drop you and you all die.
So it's not a drop of death. Okay.
So, good, solid, repetitively redundant dwarven engineering. As you get closer and closer to it, there is an impressive amount of ventilation, and the whole bottom area of this is surrounded by the alchemist quarter. Thus far, you've made it without too much interference, but several dwarves in a row, like in a line, pickaxes on their shoulder, like miner's caps with little magically reflective top parts, and like buckets, just shoulder check Godric over and over again, like 4 of them in a row, just slam into him for no apparent reason.
What is their problem with you?
Yeah, you'll have to tell us all about this.
It's a long story. Rather not get into it right now.
Well,
A
don't have to
family
be
thing,
right
I
now.
imagine.
You could say that.
I bet. I definitely want to do a bit of shopping if we're going to be here for a bit.
So the elevator isn't going to go up for another 10 minutes.
Okay, so we got some time.
Yep. Here, you know, if we want to reverse it a little bit, you can pick stuff up on the trip in. Here at the Alchemist Quarter, 2nd floor, is where the Huntmaster is if you want to turn in your thing, Godric.
Yes, I would like to go to the Huntmaster and give him these incredibly stinky ears.
Okay. He sees your ears and he goes, "These look like scrawny little goblins then. All right, silver piece apiece, I think is the agreement."
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
And sorry for the condition. I would have pickled him, but all my jars broke.
I mean, you got what you got, mate. They're just as dead whether you pickle them or not. I mean, I'll be honest, we're not paying you for the ears, we're paying you for the dead goblins.
Right. Well, they're dead, and here are your ears. So where's my money?
He puts a sack with 12 silver pieces on the counter, then he upends the sack, your coins spill out. Takes the ears and throws them into a cook fire nearby.
Okay.
Wow, they really stink, huh?
Yeah. I thank him for his business and ask him if he's got any more bounties that come up to let me know.
You know, it's interesting you mention that. There's some work from upstairs. Seems like the Empire encountered a bit of a ruckus and might be looking for warriors for work.
What kind of work?
I heard it was drakes and wyverns.
Drakes and wyverns.
Drakes and wyverns, that's what I heard. You can see he's filling out a double book accounting of how much he's paid you.
I'm going to ask him how much for these drakes and wyverns.
Well, as I mentioned, it's the Empire paying for them. You'll have to head up the elevator to figure that out. Not my business, but, you know, if them drakes and wyverns and drakes make the way here, and you stick around, I'm sure we'll have a price for them, too. Quite a bit more than a silver piece, I'm thinking.
Right. Well, thanks for the tip. And I hand him one of his silver pieces back.
Hey, mighty kind of you. You're welcome as a guest.
Right. Thanks. And walk out. All right, get down.
Are you looking for anything in particular, Tanira?
A hand axe, mostly for carving wood, but also for fighting.
ton of hand axes available easily.
That's also one of my Kensei weapons, so
All right.
it'll definitely help. That's about it.
Okay. You want to pick up any wood while you're here?
Yes, that's actually. Do I? If
They got
have it,
that good wood
that good
here,
wood?
brother. They got that
All right.
stuff that's been dried for like 5 years.
Ooh, I'm
You know,
down.
this isn't you chop a tree down outside and you try to make a shitty green spear, right?
Right.
They've got the dried wood.
I want to definitely pick up a couple of nice pieces.
Get that crotch mahogany going.
Yeah.
Do you want regular dried wood or do you want dwarven alchemically treated wood?
Can I do one of each?
Like a 2x4 of each?
Yeah.
Sure. The dwarven alchemically treated stuff takes to magic better. So if you ever need to turn something into a magic item,
That's what I'm thinking.
this is like the base stuff. In Celesta terms, this would be primed wood. Okay. I'll get you a price in a minute. Does anyone else have any minor things you want to do before you take the piston lift up the elevator?
I realize that despite having proficiency with flute, I don't own a flute, so I will buy a flute if someone's selling a flute.
Interesting you
down here.
mentioned that. The dwarves were the first species to make musical instruments.
Okay.
So they have tons and tons of...
Marshmallow.
The elves invented singing. The dwarves invented musical instruments. The
Because they
halflings,
can't sing.
the halflings invented dance.
And the Deeflings invented metal.
Let's see here. What am I thinking of for some nice wood? I think 3 gold pieces will get you
All right.
2x4 quarterstaff length of wood that you can turn into whatever you need to.
And that's 2 magically treated ones?
I thought you wanted 1 non-magical and 1 magical.
Yeah. I'm just making sure.
Just be clear, it doesn't have magic in it. It's just that if you want to make something magical, you can't just like pick up a piece of wood and be like, I'm gonna turn this into magic. Like, you need something to seal it in there, and that's what the dwarven alchemy is for.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to stop by the local mining guild if we had a moment.
You're not welcome at the local mining guild. I mean, they'll let you walk through the door, but there's no way they're ever going to let you go into the mine.
I'm not trying to go into the mine. I just want to talk to like someone in charge.
All right. You are intent, like it's purposeful. They force you to wait out there for like 20 minutes. You're going to miss this elevator lift and going to have to catch the next one.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. They intentionally leave you out there before the foreman of foremans comes out, and he says, I know who you are.
All right, I figured you would. Way
What do you
everyone's been
need?
giving me the cold shoulder.
Listen, man, I don't need to explain to you. Your ancestors may back you, but you chose the dead over the living. You don't belong to any clan, and you know it.
Right. Well, I just came to tell you that there's an orichalcum mine out there, and I want to like pull up on like a crude map, or if he's got a map of the area where they can find the vein, and just be like, I may not belong to a clan, but I'm still a dwarf, and I'd rather see this in dwarf hands.
Got me proof?
I take one of the pieces out of my bag and hand it to him.
Okay. He pulls out a jeweler's loot, inspects it, looks at your pickaxe distastefully, especially the haft. Pulls out his pickaxe, knocks it against the orichalcum.
Bung, 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 bung,
No, this is
bung,
not Sandman.
I tell him, don't worry, I didn't mine it myself. I just I found someone else was mining it very, very badly.
Something goes over his face. Make a persuasion check.
Damn, wish I had kept that inspiration. Oof, nope.
You said it was 3 gold pieces for my wood?
Yep.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Godric No Clan. You do a great service, expecting no rewards.
I tell him, well, I gave you the information I came to give you. That's all the business I had for you today.
No, his hand flies out and he grabs your arm to keep you from leaving.
Oh,
You're a guest of my family. You're welcome in my halls, but not my mines.
it was never my intention to step foot in your mine.
You have to be a dwarf to be in the mine. But you are a dwarf fan of Oteku Gug. Take you at your word.
I think when he says you have to be a dwarf to enter the mine, Godric starts to like tear up a little bit. That hurts.
Yeah, it's meant to hurt. But he has named you a dwarf friend, which is things that dwarves do to non-dwarves, to make it clear that they're held in esteem above the common rabble.
Right.
It hurts though. It hurts real bad, and the hurt is intentional because as much as what you're about to do is going to make him rich and help the community, you killed a dwarf, and you got out of your punishment.
Yeah. I think I shake his hand as best I can, like with the tears, and I try to make it like really firm and manly, but I think I'm a little lax on my grip and just
roll for
part
manly.
ways.
You don't have to roll for manliness. Godric Deepbottom is very comfortable in his dwarvenliness.
Right.
Kithrix,
Yes.
Sparky hates it being down here. There's something about the air that is deeply distasteful to your dragon friend.
Okay. I mean, I'll try and just coo and calm him until we can get up to the. I mean,
Just
the
rolls his eyes.
I get the impression the colony. Sorry, Kithrix has the impression the colony's open air. Probably not, but she's expecting when they go up, they're going to go outside again.
Would it surprise you to learn that it actually is open air?
Oh, okay, there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
that's better then.
You're not going to find that out for a little bit, though, because you missed the first elevator. Godric does not return. It's going to be a little bit longer. Sorry, Gwyneira, did you have anything you wanted to do down here?
No, not really. I'm just taking in all the sights, the sounds, making mental notes, trying to remember the message.
Make an insight check down here.
Do we remember who we're supposed to be giving this message to?
Oh,
Boy,
horrible
that
insight.
almost was a 20. It's a lot of noise. There's a lot of stories going around you, and you don't pick out any particular one. Friends, we end the second third as we go to break to give our Twitch live friends a reprieve so that they don't have to watch a bunch of ads. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for the third of thirds and the trip up the shaft.